Squish is a mobile, 2D, top-down tower defense game similar to Castle Creeps, Defender 3, and Ant Smasher. What if the player could be the tower in a tower defense game? Rather than placing defenses and watching the game unfold, what if the player could become fully engaged during the entire level, thus adding a more arcade or real-time tactical strategy feel to a tower defense game? So what might the player do as a tower? The player is a farmer trying to sell their hard-earned crop at market. To do so, the player must protect their crop from hordes of hungry bugs while waiting for the market to open. Similar to Castle Creeps, the player's crops will be featured at a specific point on the map, and bugs will attack from viable bug paths. The player must then stop these bugs before they reach the crop and eat up the profits. On a mobile device, poking, pinching, and swiping are common user interfaces. With the introduction of pressure-sensitive touch, squishing can take on a whole new dimension for the player. Therefore, the player would poke the bugs to squish them, trying not to get bitten. If the bug is rearing its biting jaws or stinger, the player could choose to pinch the bug instead. The player will need to react to what the bug is doing in order to decide if squishing or pinching is the correct course of action. Making the wrong decision here will get the player bitten. If the bug can fly, the player must use a swipe gesture to swat the bug away. The player must be cautious not to swat a bug about to bite or sting. When the user gets bitten, we'll use the haptic vibration feature to alert the user they've been bitten. With each subsequent bite, the screen becomes increasingly blurry, making it more difficult to see which player action is best, enforcing the message that the user is the tower. Consumables such as obstacles may be purchased with money gained at market to slow the insects, forcing them to go around. Spray and zapper consumables can be purchased and used against ground and flying insects, respectively, for ground control. The player will have to weigh the value that these consumables bring versus the return on investment during any given level. With the successful squish, pinch, and swat, the player earns bravery points. A starting number of bravery points are granted to the player based on the difficulty of the level. These points can be used to upgrade the player's courage, buy antidotes to reduce or remove the blur effect, or activate a stopping mechanic to take out large numbers of bugs during a level. Each level starts the player off at the lowest ranking of courage. Higher rankings of courage are unlocked through stars collected based on how well the player did during the level. Bugs come in 5 varieties, and some may have a mix of attributes. Speed is how quickly the bug can move to the crop. Land or air determines the bug walks or flies. This will affect the player's strategy. Poisonous identifies how hurtful the bug's bite and stinger is. The more poisonous, the faster things get blurry. Toughness is how many squishes, pinches, or swats it'll take to kill the bug. The player's courage ranking is pitted directly against the bug's toughness. Boss bugs are strong in a variety of attributes and may even be a mix of land and air with special abilities and immunities. The more valuable the crop, the more money that is earned, allowing the farmer to unlock more levels, ultimately becoming the most profitable farmer in the market. All levels are replayable and ranked on a 3-star system based on how much crop remains for sale. Players can optionally choose to invest their money into power-ups, such as obstacles, sprays, and zappers to help beat a particularly difficult level or unlock new levels. Unlocking new rankings of courage requires stars. Using pressure-sensitive touch technology for squishing bugs is a risk and may not be conducive for the speed at which the game plays. The inexperience of the team building mobile devices and touch interfaces is also a risk, not to mention the player being a tower just might not be fun. To mitigate the risks, we'll follow a fail-fast development strategy to build out a prototype to test drive pressure-sensitive touch inputs, prove out technical areas the team isn't sure about, and get a playable version in testers' hands quickly so that we can course correct based on the testing results. Ultimately, keeping an open mind and willingness to adapt based on what we learn will make Squish a success. Thank you for taking the time to listen to Squish. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.